I'd like to call the City of Mount Vernon City Council meeting for Wednesday, September 24th, 2025 to order. The time is now 7:03 p.m. Would you please stand with me for the Pledge of Allegiance? Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And 1C is the roll call of council members. I'd like to ask the finance director to please call the roll.
Councilmember Brocksmith?
Here.
Councilmember Beaton?
Here.
Councilmember Molinar?
Here.
Councilmember Hudson?
Here.
Councilmember Tesoro?
Here.
Councilmember Correas?
Here.
Councilmember Vanderstoot?
Is absent. Thank you, Doug. And thanks for filling in for Becky tonight. Item 2 is the approval of tonight's council meeting agenda. Council, if you've had some time to review tonight's agenda, I would entertain a motion to accept it.
So moved.
Second.
Motion by Navarre, second by Yudis. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion passes. Okay. Item 3 is community comments. If you are here to address council, welcome. Come on up to the podium. Please state your name and your city of residence and keep your comments to about 3 minutes if you would. Anyone here for community comments tonight? All right, seeing none, we will move on.
Nope.
Oh. Sorry, Jerry. Jerry, if you could please state your name.
Jerry Douglas, and I live here in Mount Vernon. I'm here tonight to be the face of your senior citizens that live in Mount Vernon, and to remind you that sometime in the near future, our senior community center is going to be closing. And we hope to have a temporary location, but we need a site for a permanent location within the city, owned by the city, not the county. So I hope you'll put that on your agenda and your to-do list sooner than later. Thank you.
Thanks, Jerry. Anyone else for community comments tonight? Okay. Tonight's consent agenda is item 4. It includes meeting minutes, payroll checks, wire transfers, claims, and agreements. Council like to move for adoption of consent agenda.
So moved. Second.
Motion by Melissa and a dead tie by Mary and Judith. Pick one, Doug. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion passes. All right. Item 5 is committee reports, and council, you'll recall that this is the time, of course, where you reported out on your 6 p.m. Wednesday committees. We have made a change in how we're going to do this. So for committee reports tonight, the city is implementing a change that's going to provide, I think, even more transparency for our public and more efficiency for our city council meetings. City council holds committee meetings on the first, second, third, and fourth Wednesdays of each month. And instead of having council members talk about what was discussed at those meetings during this portion of our regular council sessions, the city has incorporated some AI note-taking along with RHI, real human intelligence, also known as our city clerk, Becky Jensen, and our special projects manager, Steve Sexton. We've proofed the notes that the robots have taken, when we've posted them directly to our city webpage. And we're going to start doing that. Well, we've already started doing that, and we'll do that into the future so that our public can pour through those at your leisure. Quick tutorial, I hope, a video that's going to come up on the screen. And if you're watching online or at home, I hope you can see this as well. But this is how you get to those notes. So from our city webpage, you go to our government, scroll down to the city council page. And from there, you'll see agendas and to city council meetings. And then you have the opportunity to select which meetings you want the notes to. So in this case, you want to look at city council committee agendas, and you want to search there. And over on the right-hand side, you'll find the minutes for those meetings. When you click that, you'll get our robots, AI, and RHI's best efforts to give you a recap of what happened at those meetings. So it's going to be more thorough than what we've been able to give you here. And I think it's going to save us a little bit of time on Wednesday night. So please check that out. That's the website is www.mountVernonWA.gov. That will be the way that we report our committees beginning today. So thank you, Steve, for putting that together. And that is your committee report for this evening. Item 5B is council member comments. Are there any council member comments this evening? Fine, I'll go. Mayor's report. Let's see. First thing I wanted to tell you about was that on Saturday, October 4th, this is a really popular event. The city's offering a free fall cleanup to any single family residence or owner-occupied duplex, triplex, or fourplex within city limits. Customers can dispose of a load of garbage, a load of recycling, a load of yard waste. You can take one of each of those for 3 total trips to the city's shop complex at 1010 Shop Lane. Residents need to present their September or October City of Mount Vernon utility bill and valid ID for verifying that you are a resident. And then you can check out the city website for more details on that, or you can call us at the number there, 360-336-6218, and we'll give you all the information you need. A lot of people cleaning up their yards right now. We wanted to offer that service to you all to bring your yard waste and some garbage as well. Next up is some pretty awesome news that I learned about yesterday and felt like I had to share it. I want you to join me in congratulating Community Service Officer John Durandale on being selected as the Crime Prevention Practitioner of the Year by the Washington State Crime Prevention Association. This award recognizes an individual who has demonstrated exceptional dedication, innovation, and effectiveness in the field of crime prevention, someone who has shown outstanding leadership and initiative in developing and implementing programs, strategies, and partnerships that directly contribute to safer communities and stronger police-community relationships. Officer Durandale has done this through public education, through CEPTED efforts or crime prevention, through environmental design principles, neighborhood engagement, and problem-solving initiatives. John exemplifies the highest standards of professionalism and passion for public safety, and his work has made a lasting impact, not only at MVPD, but throughout our city. This award celebrates those who go above and beyond in their role, inspiring others through their commitment to proactive policing, community trust, and crime reduction. So I want to publicly thank and congratulate Officer John Durandale for earning this Crime Prevention Practitioner of the Year award. And I've also was thinking a little bit about our CSOs and our crime prevention unit within our police department, thinking that that's not a division that people know a lot about. So I've invited Chief Dan Chrisman to share a little bit about Officer Durandale's crime prevention unit, what it is, why we have it here in Mount Vernon. Hey, Chief.
Hey, Mayor. Thank you so much, Council. Good to see you. And the thousands of people watching on television tonight. We're so proud of John and really proud of the staff that work with him. And when the mayor asked me to love on these guys a little bit, I thought I'd make some notes so I don't get too off track. John was a commissioned police officer with the city of Mount Vernon for 20 years. And he retired and he came back to deliver even more community service to our residents and our business owners and our agencies and organizations around the city. The real mission of our crime prevention unit is to stop crimes before they happen. And so these men and women are out trying to figure out ways to thwart crime, if you will, by building community partnerships, educating the public, promoting public safety throughout our community, and give the community ownership of the areas around them to stop crimes. The Mount Vernon Police Department believes the crime prevention program plays a crucial role in proactive policing, as the mayor mentioned, in our community, and operates under several proven key functions. One is community engagement. Our crime prevention unit builds trust and cooperation between the police and the community, and gives the community ownership of projects that detract from or towards criminal behavior. One of the projects that John and a couple other folks just finished was a trail that connected an area by a school and a park, where it was attracting people to go into the woods and do nefarious things. And so the community reached out to us and working through organizations within the community, our parks department, and others, we gravelled the trail, widened it, made it a lot more visible. And now the school nearby, the leadership group there has taken over care and custody of that area. And so in that way, you know, we give it back to the community to help put things together. We work closely with youth and school programs and engage our students, teachers, parents. Maybe you've seen on our YouTube channel, High Five Fridays, where we go to the elementary schools every Friday morning and greet the students as they come in. And we find that to be a very engaging way for our crime prevention unit to work with folks in our community. And then other partnerships, collaborating with local business, nonprofit, government agencies. They support local initiatives like the Recovery Cafe efforts, Radius Church, National Night Out, and Touch a Truck, just to name a few things that they do. And they're instrumental in pulling all that together. In short, the members of the Mount Vernon Crime Prevention Division focus on being a reactive group rather than being reactive, being proactive in stopping crime, which is often much more cost effective and beneficial to our community in the long term. So as I said from the start, we're very proud of this group of people, and I can't really say enough good about them. Thank you.
Thanks, Chief.
Can we have a round of applause for John? Even though he's not
It's
here.
been moved by Councilmember Hudson that we have a round of applause for John. Motion passes. All right, new business. Item A is a public hearing for the 2026 to 2031 Transportation Improvement Program Amendment. And our Capital Projects Manager, Frank Reiner, will introduce this item. Hello, Frank.
Evening, Mayor, City Council. I'm here tonight to bring the Transportation Improvement Program amendment that I've been talking about for a few weeks now for your consideration this evening by resolution. But first off, I just want to introduce it very briefly and then offer the opportunity for public comment before we get to the resolution. All right, there we go. So, summary of the changes that are appearing in this particular Transportation Improvement Program amendment. Colson Trail Safety Lighting 2 and 4 had changes made to the funding strategy and delivery strategy, primarily associated with the grant that we were awarded through the Skagit Council of Governments for each of those projects. And so that moved them forward in time in order to be able to work on those projects in the future. The Riverside Drive Improvements 1 and 2 projects, which have been my project child here for my entire tenure here at Mount Vernon, received some changes to the funding strategy and the delivery schedule in order to get us on track for, first of all, delivering the preliminary engineering design phase by 2027. But in doing that, also recognizing what funding is and isn't available. And so for Riverside Drive Improvements 1, the right-of-way phase has now been moved out to the unprogrammed section of the TIP. And the Riverside Drive Improvements 2, the construction phase, has been moved out to the unprogrammed section of the TIP. Division Street SR 536 Bridge Planning Study. This was a project that I introduced the idea of and received council direction to craft out a project for this to start next year. So that has been introduced into the TIP. That required me to displace the previously programmed Division Street corridor study to push that one out in order to make room for the feasibility study. And then as I moved all of these things around, there was kind of a chaining list of funding strategy, local funding strategy changes that had to be made to about a dozen and a half projects in the TIP just to make all the numbers kind of work out. but those don't represent significant changes in either scope or delivery, just assignment of which funding source was assigned to the funding strategy. So those were the changes. Are there any remaining questions or comments?
Any questions for Frank before we open the public hearing? All right. Thanks, Frank. With that, we will open up the public hearing for Transportation Improvement Program Amendment. Anyone here wishing to speak on this item? All right. Seeing none, seeing one, I will wait. Welcome.
Hi, my name's Andrea. I live here in Mount Vernon. Comment, just thank you for what great conversations we had last week when we brought the 536 bridge. Got it. When we brought that to you all last week and to the Public Works Department, and I would just like to reiterate that as a private citizen stakeholder in it, I'm really excited to work with the city and also work with the state legislature to figure out how we can bring funding to Mount Vernon for this. I understand it's not just going to be a citywide effort in it for the long haul. Really excited to see the amendment here. So thank you again for all the ears for last week, and see you guys next time.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Wait, one more.
Hello, welcome.
Hello, thanks. My name's Ingrid Hannon. I live here in Mount Vernon. I have a question. So this public hearing piece, are we allowed to make sort of questions or comments about the broader tip, or is this just about these amendments, that the specific pieces that you brought up?
The public hearing tonight is just for the tip amendment. We will have a public hearing and public comment next year at the beginning of the year on the 2027-2032 full tip update process.
Okay.
So there's multiple opportunities that way.
Okay, that's helpful. I just was looking at the year range and thinking, oh, is this our only chance to comment on any of the bike infrastructure for the next 5 years? But it sounds like there will be more.
Great question. No, this plan is updated every year.
Okay, oh, great. All right, well, that's all I had. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh, and actually, I also wanted to echo just the gratitude for, all of the efforting for more infrastructure for bikes and pedestrians. I think it's exciting to see that there's so many projects underway, and looking forward to biking and walking them.
Thanks, everyone. Anyone else? All right, I will close the public hearing and ask council if they don't have any more questions or comments, if they want a motion for resolution 1082. Question,
I
yeah.
just have I want to make sure I'm not too confused on the process. So these are great amendments. We've been talking about them quite a while. This is sort of, we made a decision about adding the planning study, super exciting. But then, other pieces have to change as a result of that. And so that's why it looks the way it does. I'm curious, and you also, as a part of these amendments, we've moved the construction of Riverside Drive out to the unprogrammed. So that reduces some dollar numbers in this thing. And so the total dollar cost of the tip is lower, I'm guessing, than it was. I didn't have the old one to compare it to. This looks considerably less.
Yeah, to an extent, yes.
Uh,
It's not lower by very much because there was a lot of just bait and switching that went on for the most part. The only thing that really dropped out by moving those two phases of Riverside 1, Riverside 2 was just a assignment of monetary match on the very outside years of the tip. So yes, they disappeared off, and so the table 1 number went down by a certain amount, the table 2 number went up by a certain amount, but the amount was not measured in millions of dollars. It was measured in hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I see the Riverside Drive improvements 1 and 2 in table 2 are total about $9.89 million dollars.
And if you had looked at table 1 in the original final adopted tip, what you'll see out there is there's a funding still needed column on
Right.
table 1. And if you add those two numbers up, you'll get the number that you now find in table 2.
Okay. And I guess one of the reasons I'm asking that is we have been trying to, as a city, sort of right-size our capacity and our funding ability on this tip to reflect reality. And one of the things we've talked about is that making sure the tip reflects reality capacity should reduce our transportation costs long-term, at least on a planning stage. And that would rattle down this question to our traffic impact fees. If and when we make those adjustments.
So yes, and a maybe respectively to those two questions I teased out of that. So yes, there is going to be a certain moderation of the cost of the tip, but the tip is also supposed to guide the mayor and city council towards future hiring decisions. So a speed limit can be set in the number of projects on the tip due to funding, but it also can be set due to the availability of staff, for instance. And one of the things that's true right now that I've discovered in the 2631 tip planning process is our revenues are somewhat stronger than our staff capacity at the moment. So that staff capacity is a limiter on the number of projects that can make it onto the 6-year tip as a feasible delivery scenario. That could change over time, and we would adapt that. That's the reason for updating the tip every year, is to catch up with those changes. The maybe on the other end of things kind of depends on from year to year. I mean, we've kind of taken a first cut at equalizing the tip, but at the discovery that we have a lot of projects that slid over into that table 2 unprogrammed category. What this council and the city will find more than likely as we get into the transportation element of the comp plan is taking what you saw me do in the hypothetical 6 to 10 year period of that table 2 and take it out 20 years. That number is potentially going to grow very high, just due to the amount of demand for transportation projects that the city has. And it's that calculation that is the basis for future determinations of traffic impact fees. So no, that's kind of the caveat, is as our transportation demand grows, and if you project it out to the 20-year life of a comprehensive plan, then that is probably going to require at least a re-examination of how we determine traffic impact fees, just because, as I mentioned a couple weeks ago to this council during your committee meeting, if you grow that number very high, that particular impact fee could grow, if we use the calculation that was done 20 years ago, which is not necessarily what we were going to do again. But if you use that calculation, that traffic impact fee would be much, much higher than it is today.
Thanks for clarifying that. The impact fees are on a longer time frame than this tip
That's
planning
correct.
piece. Thanks.
Resolution 1082.
I would move to approve the resolution 1082 and thank Frank for making this very easy to understand as far as that goes.
Second.
Motion by Mary and a second by Edith. Any more discussion on this? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thanks, Frank.
Thank you, Frank.
Item B is an agreement with Skagit County Regional Fire Authority, and our IT director, Mary Thomas, is going to present this item. Hello, Mary.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. I'm here to present a interlocal agreement with Skagit County Regional Fire Authority, which are out of Concrete. They need access using our mobile wireless management system that Absolute. It gives them a VPN connection to Spillman. And so I'm here to ask that you approve the mayor to sign the agreement with Skagit County Regional Fire Authority.
Questions for Mary on this?
I'll make a motion that council authorize the mayor to sign the ILA.
Second.
Motion by Melissa, second by Gary. More discussion? All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed say no. Motion passes. Item C is an agreement with Skagit County Fire District 9. Mary has this one.
Yes, I'm here also to present a motion to direct the mayor to sign the interlocal agreement with Skagit County Fire District 9, better known as Big Lake. fire department, and it will give them access to that same mobile wireless so that they can connect to Spillman.
Questions for Mary on this one?
I'll make a motion. The council authorize the mayor to sign this ILA as well.
Second.
Motion by Melissa, second by Gary. Again, more discussion.
Come on, the board.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Hi.
All opposed, say no. All right, faster on the next one, Nabor. Item D is an agreement with Trico Companies, and our Public Works Director, Chris Phillips, will introduce this. Hello, Chris.
Howdy, Mayor. Council, great to be here this evening. This will be the highlight of tonight, is talking about the dreaded one-sided building and being able to go ahead and enclose it. So I'm extremely excited after this 2.5 years of planning process of working with our good friends in Development Services. So Stacy, thanks a lot, but it meets all the requirements there. So city staff recommends approval of the bid award to Trico LLC and authorization for the mayor to execute a contract with the Public Works Maintenance Shop Canopy Enclosure and Dry Flood Proofing rebid contract for $326,043.14. This will be the first dry flood proofed building in the city of Mount Vernon. Very excited about that. Currently, as you are aware, city staff is exposed to extreme elements while attempting to conduct and maintain maintenance actions for all of our department equipment and vehicles. By enclosing this facility, it'll create 2 additional maintenance bays that can accommodate all city vehicles, to include our brand-new ladder truck. So everything that we have can fit in there. So that's the good news. City staff recommends the city council authorize the mayor to enter into this agreement with Trico for the Public Works Maintenance Shop Canopy Enclosure and Dry Flood Proofing contract for the amount of $326,043.14. Pending your questions.
Thank you for getting our city mechanics out of the elements.
Chris.
Questions for Chris?
The ladder truck is the fire engine. So just one of the reasons why I want to keep staff out of the elements, snow and things like that. But this is over $1 million fire truck that, in the past has been left out in the elements. And so congratulations, 2.5 years down the road. I mean, it's exciting to keep staff dry and safe and protect our equipment.
Yes, Richard.
So I didn't see information on the other bid.
The other bid was $40,000 more. The company, I can get you that information, but it went through the full RFP process where we took the lowest responsive bid that came in there as per our chapter 2.96 of our Mount Vernon Municipal Code. I can provide that for you. I will let you know that when this initially was bid back before a few months ago, the bid actually came in $30,000 less than what the original bid was with the same company. So how about that?
That's great. Thanks for saving us money. And I do hope that we'll see all the information in the package next time.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure.
But great project. Let's get her going. And so with that, I'd make a motion to authorize the mayor to execute a contract for the enclosure.
Second.
Motion by Richard and a second by the board. Reluctantly? No. That was good. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion passes. Thank you, Chris. Sorry, we have to entertain ourselves sometimes. Item E is a proposed resolution for the city's affordable housing grant program. Here is Steve Sexton, our special projects manager.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, Council, again. This evening, we're going to hopefully wrap up our 1590 process for 2025. A little bit of background. We started this process by distributing affordable housing and related services sales tax, otherwise known as 1590 funds, by publishing our notice of funds available on July 19th. After a 30-day period for the NOFA, the city received 9 eligible applications. On August 27th, the applicants presented their projects and services presentations to the City Council. Following an extensive discussion amongst the council and careful consideration, Staff has proposed grant awards in the attached resolution, which I can pull up for everyone to see. I apologize for not having this done. Findings and conclusions. The recommended grant awards are in alignment with the project and service requirements outlined in RCW 82.14.530. And the total proposed amount for these awards falls within the current budget. Notifications of awards will be sent out based on the City Council's decision, and funding agreements will be brought to the council at a future meeting for your approval. With that, staff, I recommend approval of the attached resolution to allocate 1590 sales tax funds for the 2025 cycle. And the resolution, so everyone who's got applications can see what we're looking at. And this is what staff heard from council, and hopefully this is what council was in agreement with. St. Lutheran Church, $120,000. Mount Vernon Manor Annex, $100,000. Skagit County Family Promise for their Cottage Village, $75,000. New Earth Recovery for Cedar House 2 construction, $200,000. United Way of Skagit County for the Mount Vernon Pocket Community, $37,600. Community Action of Skagit County for the Colshan View Phase 1, $474,195. Welcome Home Skagit for their vocational program space, $18,450. Children of the Valley for programs supporting homeless families, $25,000. Skagit YMCA Host Homes Pilot Program, $50,000. Skagit County Family Promise for Housing and Prevention Services, $50,200. And Welcome Home Skagit for their vocational program, $49,550.
Questions for Steve? Comments?
Yeah.
Yeah, Gary.
Do we have to leave $5 in there?
Little cushion, little cushion,
There's
little
no,
reserve balance.
okay, there's not like you have to leave.
No,
some
no,
money.
there's no requirement.
Okay. Because you could add it to community action, 194,704 and $195. You could do 200 sounds better than 195, right?
$5 more than they
Or you could just
requested.
leave it with
It
$5.
might feel all or other
Whatever.
money. I don't know.
It's
In this, and just for clarification, this is resolution 1083. I had 1082, but I was trumped by the TIP. It was 1083 for the record.
Resolution 1083. Other comments? Yeah. Councilmember Rodriguez.
Thank you, Steve, for working on this topic. It's been very meaningful for all of us working here in the community, helping the most vulnerable in need. And I do really appreciate it. And I want to say thank you to my colleagues here, becoming in a very common sense for what we're doing here with this resolution. Then if there is no more questions, I will be so happy to move this resolution 1083 in benefits of the community and for our citizens and our children. They are in need.
Second.
A motion by
We all
Edith and
second.
second by Melissa. More discussion?
I might just add, for those who haven't studied this maybe as closely as us, and those who maybe aren't in the trenches, our partners, who many of them are in the room, and thank you for all the work you're doing. But for the general public, this is a funding source that's provided by sales tax here in city. And we have built up about 1.2, is that the number, Steve?
Correct.
Million for this year, and issued an RFP, and we had these great responses. And for folks who haven't seen the list, there is a great set of capital projects that are going to be either implemented or designed for implementing for subsequent years. That's going to reach across all of our community. So you're seeing housing for our seniors who, the silver wave is coming. We are trying to help our partners who are working on affordable senior housing, particularly in this case, Mount Vernon Manor Annex. There's housing here for disabled and homeless school kids, and a new program that Community Action's putting together with the Mount Vernon School District to help kids who are underhoused and thus less likely to be successful. There's housing for folks who are come out of substance use treatment and need a stable place to live. There's folks who have just found themselves or whatever situation on the street and need extra hand. And partners who are doing that work, like Salem Lutheran Church, and I'm sure of Miss Skagit County Family Promise. And then there's another series of programs here for folks who are providing those levels of service, because we need to have not just capital facilities, but people to administer the programs. So this really is a quite robust set of awards and a quite robust set of teams and partnerships that are providing all of these services to Skagit County and our city of Mount Vernon. And I just want people to know that that's happening, and we should all be really proud and supportive of these groups who are out there doing this work. I certainly am, and I hope you'll join me. So thank you.
Thank you.
Any other discussion? All in favor of the motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no. Motion passes. Steve, thanks for your work on this. Thank you. Agencies that are here, thank you for applying and being a part of this program as well. That is the end of our new business for item 7. I will ask the city attorney to please call the mayor and city council into executive session.
Thank you, Mayor. The city council will now meet in executive session for a period of 15 minutes to discuss the consideration of the minimum price at which real estate will be offered for sale or lease when public knowledge regarding such consideration would cause a likelihood of decreased price. However, final action selling or leasing public property shall be taken in a meeting open to the public pursuant to RCW Title 42, Chapter 30, Section 110(1)B, and moreover, to discuss with legal counsel matters relating to enforcement actions, litigation, or potential litigation to which the city, the governing body, or a member acting in an official capacity is or is likely to become a party when public knowledge regarding such discussions is likely to result in either adverse legal or financial consequence to the city pursuant to RCW Title 42, Chapter 30, Section 110(1)I. We will reconvene at 7:55 with no final action after.
With that, we will adjourn the City of Mount Vernon City Council meeting for Wednesday, September 24th, 2025 at 7:40 p.m.